Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Africa. Welcome to your one-stop breakfast talk show, reaching you live on television, Nigeria. And I am Eunice Johnson, and you know I'm not doing this alone. I have right here
Sandra Guana. Good morning, Nigerians. And today we have lot package for you. Thank God it's Friday, and you can see even from our dress code, we are
actually
prepared
Friday
to give
is my favorite part of the week. I just always look forward to that day when I could, you know, have at the back of my mind that the weekend is closed and I could rest all through.
And of course, we have a lot package for you today. Just relax and keep watching.
Yeah. Actually, you know, it's today's World Press Freedom Day. It's another good thing, you know, because being journalists, being a pressman, or being, you know, in the media, and you know, a day set aside is actually a day set aside by the United Nations to celebrate and you know, give room for freedom, you know, awareness, raise awareness on the importance of freedom of the press, and it can only get better even as the world keeps commemorating this day.
So when we say freedom of the press now, do we have the right to say whatever we want to say on air today?
Actually, I believe that's where people get it wrong. In as much as we have freedom to express ourselves, it's supposed to be a day, you know, press freedom actually has to do with the right to certain documents, certain
reports,
information, you know, and then normally, if it were to be the way it should be, you have a right to walk into any organization, government, private, to seek for information as far as they're for all the right reasons. But you know, they'll always come up with laws like maybe official secret acts, criminal code, penal code, invasion of privacy and the likes to still alter, you know, the access to information you can have. So we cannot say the freedom is actually absolute.
Absolutely, it's not. That anyhow, we know that today is freedom of press, so you have the right to do whatever you want. Go to any office, get any information that you want to get, provided you are a media, you are a journalist, you are free to do that. Right now, let's go to the news and find out what Priscilla has for us right now for our morning delight. Don't go away. We'll be right back shortly.
The question of leadership is a factor in this regard to the success of the fight against the Boko Haram terrorists. And then you look at also the factor of morale.
African-rooted, globally positioned.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I am Priscilla Iwuram with the AM News. The Electoral Institute for Sustainable Democracy in Africa has announced the arrival in South Africa of its election observation mission led by former President Goodluck Jonathan to observe the country's national and provincial elections. A statement issued by the South African-based EISA ahead of the May 8 elections quoted former President Jonathan of stating that the polls would provide another opportunity for South Africans to exercise their voting rights and deepen the roots of the nation's democracy. In the arrival statement, Jonathan said it is a great pleasure for him to lead the EISA election observation mission to the 2019 national and provincial elections in South Africa. These elections, which came in the 25th year of South Africa's democratic journey, are of great importance as they provide another opportunity for South Africans to exercise their rights to vote and thus support the country's democratic consolidations. Director General of the National Broadcasting Commission, Modibo Kawu, who is facing a 12-count criminal charge, was on Thursday granted bail. An Abuja division of the Federal High Court granted bail to Kawu and 3 others, including Dipo Nifade and Lucky Omoluwa, who is the chairman of Pinnacle Communications Limited. They were charged for allegedly misappropriating 2.5 billion naira seed grants for digital switch-over program of the federal government. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission levied a 12-count charge bordering on abuse of office, money laundering and misleading a public officer with the intent to defraud the federal government. Kawu and his co-defendants through their counsel pleaded not guilty to all the charges and applied for bail. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) on Thursday opened 2019 direct sale of crude oil and direct purchase of its local and international business partners, including potential off-takers and suppliers, with 132 organizations indicating interest. Group Managing Director of NNPC, Dr. Mekan Tibaru, who set the process in motion, said the essence of the bidding was to ensure reputable qualified companies were engaged. The 132 companies came bidding for about 14 billion liters of product under the DSDP scheme. Barr explained that the process was to ensure that the selection of off-takers aligned with transparent and accountable procedures in compliance with the Public Procurement and Nigerian Content Act. Minister of Labour and Employment Dr. Chris Ngige has said Nigerians' unemployment rate may hit 33.5% by 2020. The minister made the disclosure while declaring open a 2-day workshop on breaking the resilience of high unemployment rate in the country on Thursday in Abuja. Ngige lamented that the rapid increase in unemployment in the country was becoming quite alarming, noting that the current high unemployment rate of 23.1% and underemployment of 16.6% released by the National Bureau of Statistics in its 2019 report was unacceptable. Ngige said that various government social intervention programs targeted at reducing youth unemployment and eradicating poverty have been implemented by different administrations since Nigeria gained independence, adding that from 1972 to date, about 14 different programs have been implemented, including the National Accelerated Food Production Program, implemented between 1972 and 1973 in a bid to reduce underemployment. And that was the AM News. Thanks for watching. I am Priscilla Iworm. Stay tuned.
The question of leadership is a factor in this regard to the success of the fight against the Boko Haram terrorists. And then you look at also the factor of morale.
Introducing Natch Concert, Africa's #1 satellite communication company, dedicated to providing the platform for TV station operators to broadcast favorite programs, news and events, with state-of-the-art broadcast equipment of non-stop in-programming transmitted through over 34 countries across Africa, Europe and the entire globe. We are a hotspot for taking your business beyond imaginable boundaries. So, for the best of news, movies, events, documentaries, sports, and all-round entertainment, subscribe to Natch Concerts. We offer services in e-government, telecommunication, tele-education, telemedicine, DTH platform, and many more. You can visit
Thank you, Priscilla, for the news update. Right now, before we start unleashing the Friday package that we have for you, let's go across Africa and see what is happening.
In Ituri Province's Shabi village on the Allied Democratic Front, a rebel group that originated in Uganda. A traditional chief in the area says 30 people from the village are still missing, with about 100 cattle after about an hour fight, which also left one soldier dead. Kenya's High Court has ordered the anti-corruption campaigner John Kitongo to pay a former government minister more than $250,000 in a defamation case linked to a corruption scandal. Chris Murungaru, a former internal security minister, has filed a suit 13 years ago after Gitongo accused him of being part of the Anglo-Leasing deal that saw the country lose tens of millions of dollars, partly through an inflated contract for a new passport system, a charge he vehemently denied. Gitongo, however, says he will appeal against the verdict. Ugandan musician turned MP Bobby Wine has testified at his bail hearing from the prison where he is currently being held after being charged with disobedience of statutory duty. Bobby Wine, whose real name is Robert Kyangulanyi, was arrested on Monday for organizing a protest against the government. Still in Uganda, Reporters Without Borders condemns the orders that the Uganda Communications Commission has given to 13 radio and TV stations to suspend a total of 39 news executives and producers in a crude attempt to stop them from covering opposition activities. In a communique issued on 30th of April, the UCC accused the 7 radio stations, Akabuzi FM, Beat FM, Capital FM, CBS FM, Pear FM, Sapientia FM, and Simba FM, and 6 TV channels, NTV Uganda, NBC, TVBS, Bukede TV, Kingdom TV, and Salt TV of misreporting the news in a manner likely to create public insecurity or violence. RSF has learned that the suspensions were prompted by their coverage of opposition politician Bobby Wine's arrest and custody on 29 April. A popular singer and member of parliament, Wine has announced his intention to run against Yoweri Museveni in 2021. South Africa said Thursday it has put in place measures to ensure free and fair elections to be held next week. Deputy Chairperson of the Independent Electoral Commission, Janet Love, told reporters in the capital on Monday morning that election materials will be transported from local warehouses to voting stations, ready for the first special votes to be cast from 9 in the morning to 5 p.m. on the 6th and 7th of May, Love said. She said a record of 48 political parties will compete for seats in the National Parliament and provincial assemblies. That's the news across Africa in brief. Thanks for watching. Daybreak Africa continues shortly.
Oh, you are welcome back. And you know, Eunice, I'm thinking that this suspension of executive in Uganda and this thing is something that the thing came very late. Actually, this is not the right time to come because today we are celebrating press freedom and Ugandans are suspending their executives.
I actually want to believe that it is still apt, it is timely, because if it doesn't come at a time like this, perhaps people wouldn't take them serious. So now that is World Press Freedom Day, and then journalists are being suspended for doing their job, perhaps the United Nations and the necessary bodies will rise up to actually fight for them. I mean, the one that caught my attention, speaking of Africa, when I was listening to the news across Africa, was that of Uganda, just like you rightly raised. And it is actually wrong for you to say that, okay, yes, Bobby Wine had one or two things that he did which he was actually facing trial for, but then saying that these journalists gave sensational reports to him, and for that reason they should be clamped down on and even arrested and all of that. I do not think that actually portrays the freedom they're talking about. And then that brings us to still ask the question, is there really press freedom in Nigeria and every other part of the world? There was a time when Ghana was ranked #1 in Africa, for the best African country that enjoys press freedom. But presently, that isn't the case. Things still seem to have changed, and we just can only wonder what fate lies for Africa as far as press freedom is concerned.
We just wish that the freedom is going to be true, because at the end of the day, when they talk about press freedom, we don't see it happening. In most countries, we see them arresting media, arresting journalists for reasons of reporting stories that are not favorable to them. Let's just hope that everything changes and they give the journalists absolute freedom of reportage. And right now, moving on, we'll go to a very special report. It's a story that I take it very personal.
Yes, I was going to ask you that question.
I take it very personal, because when we talk about Naira, people we don't value Naira in our country. Everyone will be thinking about the hard currency. So when you have Naira, you want to squeeze it and put it in your bag. Squeeze it. Well, let's go ahead.
Some people might beg to differ. Let's just watch the report and see divergent views on this.
Welcome to Daybreak Africa. I am Chimwende Osisiego. In line with the Central Bank of Nigerian clean-up policy, we seek to sample how Nigerians on the street of Abuja handle the Naira notes in their possession. Do they put it in their pockets? Do they put it inside their wallet, handbag, or shirt of trouser pockets? Let's hear from them. As for me, I am holding my own. I do put it inside my handbag. Stay with us.
I don't have wallets. I don't go with wallets. I keep my Naira notes in my pocket, depending on the amount I'm carrying along.
Okay.
If I carry along 200,000, I don't keep them in my pocket. I can only keep 5,000 in my pocket that I can use casually. When I'm carrying money more than this, I have my bag, you can see, that I can keep those money, and that money must be for something, either for a project, a business, or something like that. You can see.
Wow, that's a very good one. All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir. All right. Thank you.
My Naira notes in my pocket.
Why?
Because several times I've misplaced my wallet. Once I misplaced my wallet, I lost a lot of properties, my identity cards, my ID card and other essential cards, and since then I stopped using wallets. Because.
But do you care about the clean notes, the clean Naira notes in your possession?
Yes, I do.
Why?
Because they are of value to me, and I know how I keep them, and anytime I'm keeping them, I know the way I keep them with respect.
Okay.
I don't squeeze.
Care about your Naira note in your possession?
Yes, I care about it, and most importantly, when it is neat. I was coming back from my church the money they gave to me when I like exchange for me, the money was tattered and it's not that good at all. So I have to use it for my transport. But the driver rejected it because there is no enough naira notes or lower domination.
Okay, so where do you keep your naira notes? Is it in your pocket, in your wallet?
In my wallet, this is the 50 naira note, and this is my 100 naira note, which is neat.
My naira note, I love keeping them in my wallet, but I easily misplace my wallet. So as I discovered a weakness in missing my wallet, so I usually go out with a longer purse, and sometimes in my novel I just keep it because I love keeping my notes very straight before I use them. Needs money. I don't like using squeeze money. If you give me, I'll tell you this is not the way we should keep our naira, but if I want to give you, you see my very straight.
Hey, welcome back. You have heard the views of Nigerians on how they keep their naira notes. Some keep it in their bag, some keep it in their pocket. Me, I keep my own inside my bag. See my own neat. So I advise you Nigerians to always keep your naira notes safe and clean for a better Nigeria. I am Chiwendi Osisiago. Thanks for watching.
Money, money, money. Excited whenever the talk about money comes up.
Money makes the world go round.
It does make the world go round,
Please
actually.
tell me, how do you keep your money?
Man, I am one big fan of handling your money. Okay, now I won't actually be specific, irrespective of the naira. As far as it's money, I told you I love money, so I have to handle it well, you know. But one thing is, I have a special liking for new notes. I could save lots of money once I have new notes and not spend it at all. So you can imagine, I would like to keep my notes neat.
What I do is that once I have money, I select the old ones. I spend the old ones first.
Yeah, exactly.
So that the new ones, sometimes I like taking them to church. But to my greatest surprise, someone told me one day that when you have old money, you take them to church, so that you use them for offertory. Then they will take
I don't want to go spiritual
monies.
now, but that's totally wrong.
Yeah, someone just told me that's why I was like, when I fancy my new money, I just prefer that I would take it to church.
Actually, you should take the best of the best to God. But then I was also amazed at how well Nigerians keep and value their naira. I saw one of the old men, one of those who spoke, brought out the notes to actually prove that he's a patriotic citizen. So it's good to know that Nigerians are actually good with keeping their money neat.
So now we are heading straight to Uchechi, arts, life and style. You know, she always have things to tell us, and thinking that today is Friday, I'm sure she had something packaged very beautifully for our delight. Just keep watching and you will enjoy it.
10. Thanks for staying with us on Television Nigerian. Welcome to Ask Life and Style. I am Uchechi Nlemowa. Today I have a very interesting package for you, and I'm very certain you are going to love it. I'll be right back in a minute. Nigeria is made up of 250 tribes which all have their peculiar cultures and traditions, and dance is one of them. The cultural dances of Nigerian tribes are used for so many purposes, which may include unifying the members of a tribe, telling folk tales or the history and traditions of a community, showcasing the wealth and strength of a tribe, celebrations, performing religious duties, entertainment, and so on.
Please, make way for the cameraman. Make way for the video man. Make way for the video man and cameraman, please. Make way.
Today, our major focus is going to be on Edo traditional dances. Edo dances are usually engaged during celebrations and festivals. The cultural dance often comes with the creation of the word, but sometimes evolves with creative styles and have reflected the social and traditional culture of the people to suit their purpose. Edo cultural dance provides entertainment, particularly for imagery communication among the people and the spirit that sometimes attracts visitors from various parts of the world. Have fun as I bring to you this interesting cultural dance from Edo State. This is all I have for you today on this edition of Us Life and Style. I hope you found it very interesting. See you next time.
10.
DJ T Mill,
Hustle Camp Entertainment.
Bardman, Sammy Sass, Gina Pats. Blessing follow me, oh yeah, follow me. Your goodness and grace, they work for me, oh yeah, they work for me. Yeah, yeah, blessing follow me, oh yeah, follow me. Goodness and grace, they work for me, oh yeah, they work for me. Every day, I dey count my blessings, see you count my blessings. Count my blessings, I dey count my blessings, see you count my blessings. Count my blessings, I dey count my blessings, see you count my blessings. Count my blessings, I dey count my blessings, see you count my blessings. Count my blessings, yeah. Could it be, could it just be? Everything you see for my life, it don't be. Same thing with I say go peace at the book of life for those that believe. Glory to glory, now my life they move from glory, yeah. No time for story, all my pains don't turn to story. Walk by faith, oh, not by sight, I'll follow. So by your grace, oh, not by money, I'll follow. I walk by faith, oh, not by sight, I'll follow. So by your grace, oh, not by money, although I shower your blessings on your baby. Blessing follow me, oh yeah, follow me. Your goodness and grace, they work for me, oh yeah, they work for me. Yeah, yeah, blessing follow me, oh yeah, follow me. Goodness and grace, they work for me, oh yeah, they.
And I was just dancing myself out. Today is Friday, and you know a lot of people will be thinking of how to dance tonight, but right now I'm dancing to Sammy Sass's music, and that was delightful, really. I have with me Sammy Sass, a gospel artist. He is a gospel presenter, brand manager, just name it. He also is the convener of Kingdom Community. There's a lot to him, and you just want to meet him. Right here, he is with me in the studio. Sammy Sass, welcome.
I'm super excited.
Whoa. Yeah, you know, when I first met you, the words you used, I didn't know you actually.
Okay.
And I'm hoping to know you now. At least I have, on a basic note.
Okay.
Yes, and then the first thing you said was, I celebrate you. And I'm like, whoa, I'm going to be a celebrity.
You are actually, you are.
Okay, amidst a wide range of genres that we have. We have people singing circular songs and making waves. So why did you choose gospel?
Wow. Like the word, why did you choose gospel? First of all, let's start with gospel. What's gospel? Gospel means the good news, right? When I started my music career as an artist, I started at a very young age. Apparently, I think I had my first song like in 2005. Then I was in a group. Then we broke up. So in 2009, I dropped my own personal single. At that time, I was not a gospel artist. I was a secular artist. I used to rap then.
Before you got arrested
by
the Holy Spirit.
And at that time, as a secular artist, I was pretty very young in the sense that I was like, flashback to like 2011. I'm a musician and a spoken word artist. Being a spoken word artist actually gave me more platforms on the secular terrain, in the sense that my first song was like on number 2 on the radio chart for like 6 months. I got record deals. I had platforms. I performed. 2012 I had my first major deal. But in 2013, that was when the whole thing changed. Probably by April, I think April then 2013, April 21st, 2013, I had an encounter with my crypto. It was not a funny scenario because people don't understand this music thing that we do. They think it's just to come and sing and be famous. They don't know that it's more spiritual than physical. A lot of things are actually very, very, very involved to keep your career. Because I'm saying this in the sense I've been to, I think Lagos is the capital. I've been to Lagos.
Used to be the capital.
Of the whole secular gospel music.
Okay, that's the hub.
That's the major hub. You want to become famous in secular, you have to be in Lagos because that's where the structure is. Right? Exactly. So when I got to I had a management deal. I saw things. I mingled with a lot of people. I understood that this thing is not like that came from the north. Now that we have this just mindset, But in Lagos, man, it's all out sometimes. So when I came back to Abuja in 2013, I went through some terrible phase in my life. That's when God came through, and I just had to give it all to God. I was like, Father Lord, see, use me.
Now you.
And look how God did. When God took me in 2013, I made a vow. I said, God, I don't want to end this year as an upcoming artist. I want to end as a superstar. I made that in May 2013. And guess what? October 2013, that same year, there was this competition on radio, which actually happens to be like the biggest competition on radio at that time on radio. We had people like Gospel on the Beat, then Relay, Diary, Cars behind it. To even register, you have to pay like 20,000 naira at that time. So we had like 30 artists on that platform. On the 21st December 2013, I became.
Oh, that's big.
Big. So I had a free session with Gospel on the Beat. I featured 6 Foot Plus. My songs were viral on all major platforms, and that was when God was like, "Now I want to use you."
Okay, I was going to ask you of you said you had an encounter, but now somehow you already gave us a hint as to what the encounter was. Now, you are the convener of Kingdom Community.
The Kingdom Community, yes.
What exactly is the Kingdom Community? What do you do?
Yes, like I said, the structure we have in the cement industry are more in Lagos than Abuja. Now, basically, I've been in Abuja for quite a long time now. I understand something about this town, that it's a very, very spiritual town. To my own understanding, based on things I've heard, let me make some quotes. The pastor of the Family Worship Center, Pastor Ina Omakwo, there was a particular message he said, which I listened to. He said when he was in America, God directed him to come to Abuja. That he was going to make Abuja the first Christian capital of the world. So he came down to Abuja, and when he came out, 93 thereabouts, that the town was not actually developed, so he just felt it can't be Abuja. Then he went to Kaduna. Then when he got to Kaduna, God told him, go back to Abuja. That is the town I want to make the Christian capital. Then he came to Abuja. Long story short, we have Family Worship Center today in Abuja. Now, that person is Dr. Paul Emeche. He said the same thing that was unjust. God told him, come to Abuja. He came. We have the Glory Dome, which is the biggest auditorium right now. On that person again is Dr. Biodun Fatoyin.
So we could just actually go on
and on. That this is the town that this way the whole Christian.
So do you see yourself building your, like carving your tent
I'm not actually
in Abuja?
Not really like Abuja, because basically Abuja to the world, in the sense the Kingdom community is a social media community that comprises of people from the music world, the fashion, the media, bloggers, promoters, coming together to form a community online.
Okay, so that explains the glasses and tush to wear and all that.
The
fashion side of you.
I'm actually a fashion designer, by the way.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
you're a lot, actually.
A lot.
Jack of all trade, master of all.
Hopefully helped by God.
Must say, yeah, that's a good one, actually. So you sing, you rap, and then you do spoken word.
Yes.
Why this? Can you tell us more about this chosen career?
I believe everybody, we are being created with a gift.
Mhm.
It's our ability for us to identify your gifts and build on it. Right when I was a child, I used to like act. The first time I got on TV, I was in primary 2, courtesy of acting, and that made me famous. I've gotten offers from producers because then I was in Asaba Delta State, so I didn't know, okay, I can act. Later, I started dancing, so I knew I could dance. So it got to a particular point, I knew I could sing and I could talk.
That's a good thing, because I'm not too much of a good dancer. So after this show, you teach me how to dance.
So when I started talking mostly, I realized that when I rap, people tend to listen.
So you will do something for us before you go.
Yeah.
You will.
So, okay, so I now, spoken word was something that just came. I watched someone on TV doing it. I didn't even know what it was called, but I just thought, someone just told me, this is what you need to be doing, do this. I was like, okay, I will try. I started doing it, and lo and behold, 4 years later, the same person I saw on TV doing it met me at an event doing the same spoken word, came to meet me, telling me, I like what you do.
Oh, goodness.
I was not like, you are Sage Hassan. I knew you on TV through this stuff.
That's your dream coming true.
And I'm like, and last year it was massive because I went to I went on a tour with some media outfits on this same spoken word stuff. I've been singing, I've been rapping, I've been doing spoken word as part of my gift.
Okay, so we're going to be rounding off, but then before we do so, you're going to tell us who your role models are, and then prepare your mind, psych yourself up, you'll be dropping some bars. So, who are your role models?
Hey, my first role model is Jesus Christ. I'm not to be religious, but
hallelujah.
That's just me.
That's a good one.
And on that person I actually love so much, because I can't just call someone my role model, because it's not about what you portray in the physical, it's what you do behind. So I think I have some people actually I love. I look up to a lot of them, but I think for really most religious leaders and some entrepreneurs, but for now, the only person I can regard as a role model is my creator.
Okay, yeah, because you're sure to some extent
I'm sure
that
to some
this
extent.
is who he is.
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay, so now let's get ready. I don't know if it's something I can move my body to, but just drop those bars.
Bars or spoken word?
Anyone you choose. Okay, you sing, you rap, and then spoken word. So choose one and then do something first.
Okay, let me do a spoken word piece.
Nice.
I titled this Greatness, actually online. Let's talk about greatness, because greatness is not living in a big house or driving in a big car. Greatness is having a big dream and having a big heart. Big, B-I-G. Brightness ignites greatness. So I'm going hard into the deep dream of mine. I ain't using no lattice, because every young person like me wants to be rich and famous. We all want to be placed in spotlight so the whole world can get to hail us. But being rich does not make you famous, and being famous does not make you rich. That is something the preacher would always want to preach, because fame is like a dark room which not everybody can handle. So before you step into the dark room called fame, directions in life, because if you do, you might just be marveled and rich. This is the prayer of the poor, and this is the reason why we have rulers, and this was the same reason why Jesus Christ was betrayed by Judas. So you saying you want to be rich and famous all at the same time is like saying you want to be lost and vulnerable all at the same time. And that's the reason I'm grateful for the life that I have, regardless of all the material things that I don't yet have, but because of a dream which is so big that top of Mountain Everest is where I stand. Because the fact that I'm here does not mean I can't get there. Now the difference between here, which is H-E-R-E, and there, which is T-H-E-R-E, is the letter T, which stands for time. So better realize that we all are architects of our life, for it's not how far, but how well. Since then, I wish you an awesome life ahead.
Oh my goodness, I'm big. What is that again? B-I-G?
B-I-G.
Brightness ignites greatness. I'm big,
you
know. I'm big. nice speaking with you. Sammy Sass has been our guest, and he's been wonderful. He is a load of talents. He sings, raps, spoken word. He does that too, and he does a couple of things which you would love to know more about him. You might want to drop your handles so that people who want more of you.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Real Sammy Sass. Let me spell that at RealSammys. The SAS is just like save your soul.
You pay me for that publicity.
Yeah, baby.
All right. Thank you very much for watching this interview segment. We'll be right back.
Follow me. Goodness and grace, they work for me, work for me, Blessing, follow me, follow me. The goodness and grace, they work for me, they work for me, Blessing, follow me, follow me. Goodness and grace, they work for me, they work for me. Every day, I dey count my blessings, see you count my blessings. Count my blessings, I dey count my blessings, see you count my blessings. Count my blessings, I dey count my blessings, see you count my blessings. Count my blessings, I dey count my blessings, see you count my blessings. Count my blessings.
And my feet on the solid rock. I'm rising to greater glory for your grace and moving forward. You pick me up from the miry clay. That's my feet on the solid rock. Now I'm getting through greater glory for your grace and moving forward.
Kings on the beats here. Follow me, the goodness and grace they work for me, they work for me. Blessing follow me, follow me. Goodness and grace they work for me, they work for me. Every day I dey count my blessings, see you count my blessings. Count my blessings, I dey count my blessings, see you count my blessings. Count my blessings, I dey count my blessings, see you count my blessings. Count my blessings, I dey count my blessings, see you count my blessings. Count my blessings.
And my feet on the solid rock. I'm rising to greater glory for your grace and moving forward. You pick me up from the miry clay. That's my feet on the solid rock. Now I'm getting through greater glory for your grace and moving forward.
Kings on the beats here. Count my blessings, see you count my blessings. Count my blessings, I dey count my blessings, see you count my blessings. Count my blessings, I dey count my blessings, see you count my blessings. Count my blessings.
And my feet on the solid rock. I'm rising to greater glory for your grace and moving forward. You pick me up from the miry clay. That's my feet on the solid rock. Now I'm getting through greater glory for your grace and moving forward.
Kings on the beats here.
What is that? Sammy Sass.
Okay, welcome.
Okay, you're welcome back. That was Sammy Sass. He's a young artist. You know, I like seeing it when the young guys, young men wants to do something for themselves.
Yeah.
They want to be entrepreneurs. They want to they want to make the world proud of them.
Actually, he's a promising young man because, first of all, the lines from word says a lot. He says on Mount Everest, I stand. That means he actually sees it, at the top already, and he's expecting to achieve a lot. So it's quite a good
And
one.
I love him. Big. I am big.
Brightness.
I am big. Ignite greatness. That is a very good one. I just wish that other young men too who are watching this, they want to do something. Just be creative. You can do it. There's nothing that you tell yourself that I want to do that you cannot do. Once you find yourself doing it, you will get to the top. It's very important.
Of course. Now let's go and see what all the news you need to know is as we mount the newspaper stand with Victor. He's going to tell us all the news making the headlines today.
And grace, they work for me, oh yeah, they work for me. Yeah, yeah, blessing follow me, oh yeah, follow me. Goodness and grace, they work for me, oh yeah, they work for me. Every day, I dey count my blessings, see you count my count my I dey count my blessings, see you count my count my I dey count my blessings, see you count my count my I dey count my blessings, see you count my count my yeah. Could it be, could it just be everything I see for my life, you don't be same thing where I say go peace at the book of life for those that believe. Glory to glory, now my life they move from glory, yeah. No time for story, all my pains don't turn to story. Walk by faith, oh, not by sight, out all so by your grace, oh, not by money, out all I walk by faith, oh, not by sight, out all so by your grace, oh, not by money, all I shower your blessings on your baby. Blessing follow me, oh yeah, follow me. Your goodness and grace, they work for me, oh yeah, they work for me. Yeah, yeah, blessing follow me, oh yeah, follow me. Goodness and grace, they work for me, oh yeah, they work for me. Every day, I dey count my blessings, see you count my count my I dey count my blessings, see you count my count my I dey count my blessings, see you count my count my I dey count my blessings, see you count my count my
life is just moving forward in the midst of the storm. I am moving forward, yeah. Never looking backward, I'm surrounded with your mercy. Every day I see your blessings around me. You beautify my life, oh Lord. I grow from grace to grace. You pick me up from the miry clay, set my feet on the solid rock. Now I'm rising to greater glory. For your grace I'm moving stronger, hey. Blessings follow me, oh yeah, follow me. Goodness and grace, they work for me, oh yeah, work for me, yeah.
Blessing follow me, oh yeah, follow me. Your goodness and grace, they work for me, oh yeah, they work for me. Yeah, yeah, blessing follow me, oh yeah, follow me. Goodness and grace, they work for me, oh yeah, they work for me. Every day, I dey count my blessings, see you count my count my I dey count my blessings, see you count my count my I dey count my blessings, see you count my count my I dey count my blessings.
You're welcome back. Thank you for that report, though we had some mistake, but then it's going to be sorted out very soon. Now we are going to one special report that I feel that everyone has been talking about it, and it's very important. It's about our own Tonto Dike. A woman, a lady will go out accusing her husband of being doing something out of the box.
Guy. I mean, it actually doesn't seem to follow.
The thing is not just balancing up.
A moment back, she was celebrating the man all over the media, and then after some time, controversies came up, and then some issues, and we started finding out one or two things that weren't right about the couple. And now she's coming up to say that the husband is a Yahoo guy. Perhaps we should go see the report for more details. We apologize for the audio hitches on that report. It will come subsequently, but for now, let's go to the newspaper stands to find out what's happening around Nigeria.
Yeah, good morning and welcome to the newspaper review segment of the Daybreak Africa show. Today, May 3rd, 2019. And once again, we are at Wuse Zone 5, Sky Memorial, to look at what the dailies are saying here. A lot happened between the last 24 hours, and we'd like to see what the newspapers and then also get the opinions of people on the street about the matter. So, let's go on to the very first paper of the day, and we'll start our review with This Day. This Day newspaper, what does it say? But on the headline it says, insecurity worsens as bandits attack Zamfara school, abduct students, teachers. House resolved to summon Buhari. And right here, you see, OPEC does not politicize crude oil, says Bakindo. And on the top of it, you have NERC. Discos review third-party meter rollout next week. Metering not solution to power sector challenges, says Ikeja Disco. Okay, and just by your left, 178 Baptist members elect endorse Gbajabiamila for speaker. And right there you have federal government. Nigeria's unemployment rate reaches 33.5% by 2020. Wow. Doesn't seem to be like a good news for Nigeria. And we move on to Daily Trust. What's Daily Trust saying? But on the headline it says, Magajin Garin Daura, abductors call family. How kidnappers escaped after gun duel with police. And on the top left corner, insecurity draining our resources, says Buhari. Next to it you have Saudi Arabia to look for Ramadan crescent Saturday. And top right, 132 firms bid for NNPC crude sales contract. Yeah, at the lower bottom of the paper, you have government abduct caterers children from Zamfara school. Next to it, it is sad, doctors leaving Nigeria. Health minister, okay, that is on page 10. Brexit, Nigeria, Britain target closer investment ties. You will find that on page 5. So you're going to find pictures. These pictures here, the caption that follows is said, women and children displaced by bandits take refuge at Nuhu Primary School, Kankara, Katsina State. Yeah, that's for Daily Trust. Meanwhile, let me get an opinion or view of some of the people here. Sir, good morning, sir.
Morning.
Yes. So do you, from the headlines that you have seen so far, is there anyone there that you feel you want to comment on that caught your attention?
From what I'm seeing in the paper for now is the government of the present day government, because of the insecurity in this country is getting somehow. Why we are saying so? Because we don't know where we are going inside insecurity in this country. Okay, sir. Yes, for now that's what I will say.
All right, thank you very much. What's the name again?
Joseph.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Joseph. Okay, let's look at the Nation. And what is Nation saying this morning? Nation's paper says, suspects head in abduction of Buhari's hometown head. Police recall gun battle with district heads abductors. On the very top left, you have Ohaneze wants Waba over Ngige. That is on page 4. Alleged 2.5 billion naira fraud. NBC DG Kawu charged. And on the other side of it, you have 2,000 medics leave Nigeria yearly. Unemployment rate to hit 33.5% in 2020. Looks scary, very, very scary. Ra, I will visit Mike to resolve issues. What issues are they having? Or what issues is he trying to resolve? You find out on page 47. IPOB declares May 30, sit at home for the umpteenth time. Okay, that is on page 43. Why are they sitting at home? And 132 firms bid to buy 14 cargoes of Nigerian crude monthly. All right, move on to Punch. Punch at the very top layer of the paper, they have it 132 firms bid for NNPC crude for product swap contracts. Below it, you have again over 2,000 medical workers leave Nigeria yearly, says Nigerian Medical Association, NMA. Cattle rustling, mob kills 6 people in Zamfara. That story is on page 41. Trader money is vote buying, lacks budgetary backing. Atiku replies president. 19 firms short, 250,000 jobs strengthened by WEMPCO crisis. World Press Day, Buhari advises journalists on ethics and fake news. Board on the headline, PDP attacks Buhari as bandits invade Zamfara girls' school, abduct 5. Again, Rep invite president, reject state of emergency in Northwest. At the bottom left, you have 4 killed as farmers herdsmen clash in Ogun. That story is on page 5. Ebonyi, Benue boundary crisis. Government behead 4 peace panel members. That's why it's on page 10. No defaulting public officer will be spared from prosecution. That is the CCB chairman. And what is the further speak saying? Agidingbi residents and community leaders protesting against a Supreme Court judgment on their properties at the Lagos house, Ikeja. And okay, before we move on to the next paper, let's also try and get the view of another citizen. Good morning, Chief.
Good morning, sir.
What's the name?
My name is Moses Michael Okori.
Okay. What do you have to say about today's headlines?
Okay, what interested me most in the dailies is the aspect of the unemployment, the unemployment rates. You can see the paper is reporting 2020 that the rate of our unemployment will get to 33.5%. Now, by implication, 2020 is by the corner. If you look at the crime waves today, is as a result of unemployment. So even most people that work today, the dependents are high because it's few persons that work. So I think there is need for government to do something urgently to curtail the social implication of this.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph.
Thank you, sir.
All right, let's move on to Vanguard. Okay, what is Vanguard saying for us? All right. Vanguard says, top left, Tiwa Savage, Don Jazzy part ways. That story is on page 11. So in case you want to know why they parted ways, for whatever reason, you could get today's Vanguard and turn to page 11. You'll find out how to stop young Nigerians from traveling abroad. Swiss official. 2,000 medical workers leave Nigeria yearly. NMA, that is Vanguard, recording the voice of the other previous papers. World Press Day, World Press Freedom Day. Media won't be muzzled under my watch, says Buhari. Oil price falls to $71.81 per barrel as US output hits record high. Insecurity. Bandits kidnap 6 at Zamfara girls' school as resident kill 7 suspected bandits. Police confine 5 abducted in Zamfara school. Reps invite Buhari, ask him to declare state of emergency in Katsina. End your foreign trip to tackle insecurity. PDP tells Buhari. Boko Haram, ask for support, you will get. UK tells Nigeria. And okay, just there at the bottom, Cameroonian citizenship. Atiku chairs APC, says party populated by hypocrites. And next to it, asset declaration. CCB boss talks tough, vows to prosecute governor's minister. Saudi government frees another Nigerian arrested for drug trafficking. That story is on page 43. You'll find it there right away. And for the last paper of the day, we're looking at leadership. And what's leadership saying? Top left, you have FG expresses concern over rising unemployment. No students abducted in Zamfara school attack. Okay, that is contradicting the police. I don't know. That story is on page 2. 132 firms bid for NNPC crude sales contracts. Speakership. Gbajabiamila woos lawmakers with smartphones. What kind of smartphones? Story is on page 4. Full story is on page 4. Kogi governor endorses Lawan and Gbaja. The landlords of NAS, longest serving lawmakers in the national history, how they retain their constituents' trust for 20 years. And you have the lawmakers that fall into that category. State RGR hits 324.59 billion in Q4 of 2018. NAPTIP arrests 2 governors over sexual assault. FG okays construction of 7 model school. That is all for today's review. But still, before we head back into the studio, we also want to take just one more comment from man on the street, sir. So you're on camera already, don't run away. You want to say something? No. You don't want to say something for us today? Okay, you say something. All right then. So it means we'll just have to run it up today. Thank you very much. So we'll head back to the studio and see you tomorrow.
Hello, thanks for staying tuned to Television Nigeria. Welcome to the sports segment of Daybreak Africa. I am your host, Idoko Emmanuel. Yes, it was yet again another exciting Thursday for English football and for European football, as 2 English clubs were in action for the Europa Champions League. Now, Pedro scored an away goal as Chelsea recovered from an early setback against Eintracht Frankfurt to see an exciting Europa League semi-final return leg at the Stamford Bridge. Eintracht took the lead through their top scorer, Luka Jovic, who superbly steered in Filip Kostic's ball. The Blues, who started with Eden Hazard on the bench, equalized when Pedro trashed home just before halftime. David Luiz also went close when his deep-in free kick came off the bar. The draw means Chelsea becomes the first team to go 16 successful Europa League matches without defeat, breaking the record set by Atletico Madrid from 2011 to 2012. They will have the chance to make it 17 in next Thursday's second leg. Did I hear you say amen? Okay. And still on last night's Europa League, Alexandre Lacazette scored twice as Arsenal came from behind at Emirates Stadium to win the first leg of their Europa League semi-finals against Valencia. Mouchao Diangbe's header put Valencia in front before Lacazette slotted in Pierre Aubameyang's pass. The Frenchman nodded in Granit Xhaka's cross 7 minutes later to make it 2-1 before halftime, and Aubameyang's late volley ensured Arsenal take a 2-goal lead to Spain. But Arsenal will travel to Valencia for the second leg next Thursday, hoping to avoid the second successive semi-final defeat after they were knocked out by eventual winners Atletico Madrid last year. Now, Super Eagles coach Garnet Raw will travel to the United Kingdom to hold talks with Nigerian captain Obi Mikel ahead of the 2019 African Cup of Nations. For one reason or another, the Chelsea legend has not featured for the national team since his last appearance against Argentina on June 26 at the 2018 World Cup, and the German hopes to convince the midfielder to return to the Super Eagles for his last African Cup of Nations. Meanwhile, Raw has confirmed that Samuel Kalu remains in contention to feature for the national team at the upcoming African Cup of Nations, amid speculations in the media that the winger has been ruled out of action for the rest of the season. Now, Mikel Obi, please obey the clarion call and come back and play for the Super Eagles. Moving on to boxing, boxer Anthony Joshua has criticized organizations such as the World Boxing Association for what he believes is their lack of action in tackling doping. Joshua had been due to face Jarrell Miller for his International Boxing Federation, World Boxing Organization, and WBA heavyweight titles at Madison Square Garden on June 1. But Joshua was forced to find another opponent after Miller tested positive for human growth hormone EPO and GW1516 in drug tests conducted by the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association. Miller has since been banned for 6 months by the WBA for his actions. Now, that is the much we have for you on the sports segment on Daybreak Africa. The program continues shortly. I am your host, Idoko Emmanuel.
The question of leadership is a factor in this regard to the success of the fight against the Boko Haram terrorists. And then you look at also the factor of morale.
Introducing Natch Concert, Africa's #1 satellite communication company, dedicated to providing the platform for TV station operators to broadcast favorite programs, news and events, with state-of-the-art broadcast equipment of non-stop in-programming transmitted through over 34 countries across Africa, Europe and the entire globe. We are a hotspot for taking your business beyond imaginable boundaries. So, for the best of news, movies, events, documentaries, sports, and all-round entertainment, subscribe to Natch Concert. We offer services in e-government, telecommunication, tele-education, telemedicine, DTH platform, and many more. You can visit our Abuja office is at Nigerian Communication Satellite Limited, Obasanjo Space Center, Umaru Musa Yaradua Expressway, Lube, Abuja, Nigeria. Our Lagos Regional Business Office, 11 Awolowo Road, opposite Lagos Motorboat Club, Southwest Ikoyi, Lagos, Nigeria. Call us on 234-907-027-6416. Email us at www.natchconcert.gov.ng. Natch Concert, African rooted, globally positioned.
Give you sign.
Mic check, check my
favorite programs, news and events, with state-of-the-art broadcast equipment of non-stop in-programming transmitted through over 34 countries across Africa, Europe and the entire globe. We are a hotspot for taking your business beyond imaginable boundaries. So, for the best of news, movies, events, documentaries, sports, and all-round entertainment, subscribe to Natch Concert. We offer services in e-government, telecommunication, tele-education, telemedicine, DTH platform, and many more. You can visit our Abuja office is at Nigerian Communication Satellite Limited, Obasanjo Space Center, Umaru Musa Yaradua Expressway.
You're welcome back. Thank you very much, Ima, for this sport update. I'm sure you didn't hear me when I told you amen to that.
The question of leadership is a factor in this regard to the success of the fight against the Boko Haram terrorists. And then you look at also the factor of morale.